Everybody out there, Texans fans, I have one question for you. Do you want the Texans to win this weekend? And if the answer is yes, I have one thing I need you to do, and that's go down and hit that like button. Last week, we had the most likes in channel history for that week. And look what happened. All I'm saying is, can we do it again? If you want the Texans to beat the Colts in Week 18, hey, you don't want to look back and say, all I could have done is like the video. So I'm putting it in your court right now. Go down and like the video if you want the Texans to beat the Colts this Saturday. Coming up, we have the latest news and rumors around the Houston Texans and their injury report that came out today. A lot of interesting notes to go through right there. And I'm going through the latest odds on the NFL season awards and some Texans who were snubbed from the Pro Bowl. That'll be on the back half of the show. But let's get right into the nitty-gritty, the Texans injury report. First player playing for the Texans, it's Jeremy Chuggs. He will be playing this weekend. He was practicing, good to go. The same cannot be said about star pass rusher Jonathan Greenard. He was ruled out today, late in the day, did not practice, and still dealing with that leg injury. And it's quite a shame because the Texans pass rush, when they have Will Anderson and Jonathan Greenard together, amazing. But now Greenard out with, I believe, an ankle sprain. It just sucks because one of my biggest keys to victory, if you watched my show earlier in the week, was getting pressure on Minshew. And that's going to be a lot harder with Jonathan Greenard out. Now, it does help that Derek Barnett, who the Texans claimed on waivers earlier in the season, he's been playing pretty well the past couple weeks. But Greenard, he is the best pass rusher on this team. I know Will Anderson's playing out of his mind. He's the second best, but in my opinion, Greenard has been the best pass rusher on this Texans team. So him being out is a huge blow to DeMeco Ryans in this Texans defense. So I'm going to ask you folks at home, are you worried about the Greenard injury, especially if the Texans do win moving forward into the playoffs? Let me know. Type W for worried, type G for I'm good. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So go down and give me your answer right now. Are you worried about the Jonathan Greenard injury? Now, he's not the only one who the Texans ruled out today. According to Aaron Wilson, Noah Brown also ruled out of this weekend's matchup. I mean, I know the Texans wide receiver core is already a little thin. Nico Collins, thankfully, will be good to go. Robert Woods should be good. So I'm going to be looking at the younger guys. Mechie, Hutchinson. They need to step up for this team with Noah Brown out. This is their time to shine. With Greenard out as well, a lot of the younger pieces, a lot of the younger guys going to need to step up for this Texans team. Now, a couple of more guys who did practice today on the Texans injury report. Maliek Collins, he should be good to go this weekend. He more of a game time decision for him, but limited in practice, so that is a good sign. Somebody who should be good to go is Sheldon Rankins, who is a huge get for the Houston Texans. If he's, able to step up and play like he has in some of the biggest moments of this season. Sheldon Rankins, one of the better defensive tackles on this team, maybe the best defensive tackle on this team. So really good news there. Also, another guy who is practicing, should be good to go this Saturday, is Andrew Beck, the fullback tight end hybrid. Andrew Beck has been playing really well for the Houston Texans. And I know, like, the fullback, why do I care about the fullback? Well, he sets up a lot of stuff for the run game and in pass protection. So Andrew Beck being all out there on the field is very good news for your Houston Texans. And no matter what is happening around this team, this is your channel right here, Texans Today. We're the fastest growing Texans channel on YouTube. So I don't want you to miss a single beat. Go down and hit that sub button. And hey, if you don't like it after a week, unsubscribe. Because what do you have to lose? It's absolutely free, but I promise you, you're going to have the most information and the most fun here on Texans Today, rooting on your team, the Houston Texans. Go down, hit that sub button right now. As I mentioned earlier, Will Anderson Jr., he was practicing. He should be playing. Thank God, because if Greenard's out, you need Will Anderson to step up. And as we'll get to later in the show, he could really make his last push for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson practicing should be good. Somebody who wasn't practicing, Robert Woods, they said he'll be a game-time decision. I mean, I know a lot of people are kind of like wishy-washy on Robert Woods. He's not, a stunning, amazing, eye-popping player, but with Noah Brown out, you kind of need Robert Woods to play on Saturday. So Robert Woods, I'm going to be keeping an eye on him. That's another reason why you got to stay subscribed to get the latest news and rumors around everything around the Houston Texans. And coming up later in the show, top Texans who were snubbed at the Pro Bowl. There's a couple of them that really deserved a spot and did not get it. I'll tell you who it is after I tell you about our amazing deal with our friends over at Fanatics. They're giving our viewers a special deal on a CJ Stroud, jersey. Go get it right now at chatsports.com/Stroud. Get it while they last. Hey, this is the jersey you'll be able to wear 5, 10, 15 years down the future because I believe in CJ Stroud. I really do think he's a special player and he is a special individual. So go get your CJ Stroud jersey today. Get it in time for the playoffs. Playoffs? Are we talking playoffs? Yes, playoffs. Get it in time for the playoffs. Just go to chatsports.com/Stroud and get your CJ Stroud jersey today. Now, I did want to give a quick shout out, show some love to John Mechie III, our nominee for the Ed Block Courage Award. I mean, really kind of stepping away from football. This is bigger than the game. Somebody who was battling leukemia last year was able to defeat that awful disease. Fuck cancer, by the way. John Mechie really stuck it to him and was able to come back this season. Really proud for what he's been able to do and accomplish. I know this season hasn't been amazing for John Mechie so far, but just him being out there, his presence around the team is really inspiring to, I know, the guys in the locker room and to me as a fan. Watching what he's been able to do shows you this is more than a game. These are all human individuals, and there's a bigger part to this. So I just want to show some love, show a little bit of love to John Mechie down in the comment section. Spam 8 down below for Mechie. He's got a heart of a warrior. Really proud of him, even though, like I said, I hope he shows up a little bit more in the playoffs here. We really need you, Mech. But either way, really proud of you for getting out there this season after everything you've been through. Now, let's get to the NFL season odds, or NFL season award odds. Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski leading the way at -900. Right behind him is your coach, DeMeco Ryans, at +800, and Shane Steichen at +1,000. I mean, honestly, any three of these guys winning the award, I'd be okay with because they've all done an amazing job this year. But obviously, pulling for my guy, DeMeco, right here. Next up, Offensive Rookie of the Year, which I know a lot of people are trying to late push for Puka Nacua. F that. It's CJ Stroud's award 100%. He is the favorite going into Week 18, and I don't really see how you don't give it to CJ Stroud. He's taken an organization that had no hope over the past 2 years to a fringe playoff contender? What? I mean, you got to give it to CJ Stroud. I mean, Bijan +10,000, no chance. It's really a two-man race between Puka and CJ. I don't think CJ Stroud has any way of losing this award unless something disastrous happens and Puka Nacua goes off for 400 yards. But I really think it's CJ Stroud's award to lose. And maybe the tightest award race that we have for you, Defensive Rookie of the Year odds right here. Jalen Carter and Will Anderson. Jalen Carter, the favorite as of right now. But like I said, Will Anderson, if he has a great Week 18, maybe a final push for him to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think this is really close. I also think it's a two-man race between Jalen Carter and Will Anderson. But we shall see how they play in Week 18. Now, the only Texans Pro Bowler is this man right here, and he's well-deserved, Laremy Tunsil. He is one of the best left tackles in the entire NFL, has been for the past few years. That's why this is his second straight Pro Bowl, and unfortunately, the only Texan to make the Pro Bowl this season. Now, I say the only Texan to make the Pro Bowl. There were some alternates, but I really think these guys, they deserve to get in. I think they were snubbed. First off, C.J. Stroud. I do believe he is one of the top 3 best quarterbacks in the AFC. Don't at me, but you should at Jeremy Chuggs if you want to. But I really do believe C.J. Stroud has earned his spot in the Pro Bowl, and the only thing holding him back was missing 2 games in reality. So I think C.J. Stroud snubbed for this year's Pro Bowl. The next one, this one hurts me a little bit as well. Derek Stingley snubbed in this year's Pro Bowl. Also another alternate, but I mean, this guy has played fantastic this year. After last year, all the buzz this offseason was Derek Stingley was the wrong pick. He's a bust. The Texans made an awful choice by choosing Derek Stingley, and I'm here to tell you right now, I don't think they did. I really do think Derek Stingley is an amazing quarterback, and the Texans CB one of the future. And you know who made it over him was Sauce Gardner. And as we look at their 2023 stats, I think Stingley was robbed. I mean, 12 pass breakups for Stingley, 11 for Sauce Gardner. Stingley has 5 interceptions on the year to Sauce Gardner's 0. A completion percentage when targeted, Stingley better on that as well, 51.2 to 57.4. And a QB rating when targeted, I mean, that number shows everything. 48.1% QB rating for when Derek Stingley was targeted to Sauce Gardner an 81.2. I think Sauce Gardner got in with name value alone because he has his own sauce with Buffalo Wild Wings, and everybody knows Sauce Gardner, and he has his cool chain. But in reality, I think Derek Stingley played better than he did this year. And if you agree with me, go down in the comment section and type Sting right now. Let me know what you think. Who deserves to make it more in this year's Pro Bowl? Was it our guy Derek Stingley, or am I being biased? Do I have my Texans shades on? Type Sauce Gardner, or just type Sauce if you think it's Sauce Gardner. I personally think it's a pretty good argument for Derek Stingley to make it over Sauce. Next up on the list, Nico Collins. I mean, his connection with C.J. Stroud being the wide receiver 1 for this team. I think another thing that held him back was being injured for a couple games. But Nico Collins has really proved that he is a wide receiver 1 in this league. He's going to get a big payday coming up soon. He was snubbed for sure. And out week 18, regardless, I think Jonathan Greenard was snubbed as well. He was one of the best pass rushers in the AFC. Had an absolute breakout year when he needed it most during a contract year. Jonathan Greenard, I believe you got snubbed as well. I almost put Will Anderson here, but I thought it was a toss-up. I thought they both deserved it. I think Greenard maybe deserved it just a little bit more. Now, that's all I have for you on today's show. If you want to follow me on Twitter, do so at Jeremy Chuggs. And we'll be going live this Saturday for Texans versus Colts. Don't miss a moment. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications because I need everybody. I need all the forces behind me when we go live against the Colts in a pseudo playoff game. Be there or be square, and let's go Texans.